Welcome to McNeil Factor Life and Legacy webinar. Hi, my name is Ann McNeil. I want to welcome you to our webinar talking about your life and legacy, which is a masterclass. Interestingly, today, this masterclass is actually live and in person here in Hutchinson Island Beach Resort and Spa, which is a business retreat we're holding today. And I made a conscious decision that no matter what, I would still do this webinar. And so let's go ahead and let's get started. I want to welcome all of you that's listening to us live and also those of you who are joining us here on Zoom. Let's get started, please. So as an introduction, again, and my name is, excuse me, Ann McNeil, and I run a multi-million-dollar construction business. I have 5 businesses, actually. Also a national speaker, traveler, and author, and certified with the Napoleon Hill Foundation. Now, I just talked about the 5 businesses. My MCO construction business is one of the businesses. MCO consulting for profit, constructive speaking for profit, and non-for-profits. One is the International Mastermind Association. When involved with partners, actually the one I'm most proud of is the top, which is our Fire Station 88 in the city of Riviera Beach, which is my hometown. And last week, we just won National DBIA Design Build Institute Award for the Fire Station 88 design and inclusiveness of the project, the highest in the United States and the best design in the United States. So I'm very excited about that. Next slide, please. This is just a listing of some of the activities that we host and have hosted for MCO Construction on behalf of MCO Consulting. And those are just some of our outreach photos. These are some of the photos from our Constructive Speaking Inc. We have a Niche to Be Rich event. We just hosted on yesterday here at Hutchinson Island, and today we're hosting Life and Legacy. And if you're interested in our events, this particular event in particular, if you can just put number 1 in chat, and you put that number 1 in the chat on Zoom. You can also put that number 1 in the chat on YouTube if you're interested. And speaking of YouTube, please remember to comment, like, and share the YouTube, but also consider subscribing to the YouTube channel and naturally clicking that notification bell. Now, on behalf of the National Association for Black Women in Construction, these are some of the photos of events that we've hosted. The photo to the left is an event we have every year. It is in the National Association of Black Women in Construction Congressional Black Caucus reception that we host every single year in Washington, D.C. as a part of the foundation. Some of the other activities that we've hosted, one that I'm excited to be a part of, Equity and Infrastructure, EIP, hosted by Phil Washington, and the photo at the bottom right. And it is an awesome organization that brings together agencies, owners, and small businesses. And I sit on that board for them nationally. Next slide, please. This is the International Mastermind Association, an organization that I created from our activities with the Think and Grow Rich philosophy. And these photos represent an event that we host every year at the Embassy Suites in Boca Raton. And if you're interested in that, you can go to our International Mastermind Association. You just go to internationalmasterminders.com. Internationalmasterminders.com. internationalmasterminders.com, and you can register. A phenomenal event, which we also include our children and also our grandchildren in this event. The National Speakers Association, I'm on the board for this organization, and as a professional speaker on behalf of Constructive Speaking, these are just some of the keynote presentations I've done for different national and international organizations.
I just got used to it. It's just so small. It's a slower pace, you know?
World Traveler, these are just some of the pictures of traveling that I've done, and such places, excuse me, as Chile, Ushuaia, Brazil. This is a photo of a cruise I took at the beginning of the year, 2025, taking the cruise again in 2026. We're going to different places. This particular photo represents 72 ports around the world that we've had the pleasure of docking and touring. National awards. I'm excited to have received many national awards. And one in particular is on the left-hand side, it's the National Association of Investment Clubs. And that photo there that we're looking at on the left is a representation of when the organization gives a national award in the name of George Nicholson Jr., who's the founder of National Association of Investment Clubs, better known as Better Investing. And I received that award as the Volunteer of the Year, which was a big surprise for me and to me, because I was actually recording the event called I received the award. And so I'm seldom surprised, but that was one of them. The photo to the right, far right, is when I received an award for the National Association for Women in Construction, and it was a DEI Champion of Progress Award as the advocate for the year for the women in construction nationally. And then the photo in the middle is an award I received, and also being inducted into the National Academy of Construction. And this is an organization of my peers. Next slide, please. These are just some of the books I've written. 3 books on how to start and run a successful mastermind group. And if this is something you think you might be interested in, if you would just put 2 in the chat, my desire is to encourage people to start and run their own family and friend mastermind group. So every Tuesday on Zoom, I host an event helping people understand any questions that they may have. I make myself available to answer those questions on how to start and run a successful mastermind group. Now, our focus is on entrepreneurs and small business owners. And this is a live event that I host once a year, basically leveraging the information about life and legacy. And actually, just this morning, we just had a phenomenal presentation by Judge Attorney Sherlon Waters, who is a trust attorney. And this is also, you can find these details on the YouTube. We just hosted her live on YouTube, where she shared the 5 basic documents that you must have to secure and ensure that your estate is intact. And so you can get those details. And if you're interested in additional information, you can just put 3 in the chat for more information about our life and legacy events. And just want to also mention, as a part of being a wife, mother, grandmother, and friend, we do a lot of activities now, in the past, and planning for the future to just ensure we're having a better quality of life as we share with our loved ones. So this is my husband, my boyfriend of 50 years, our children and grandchildren as we travel with them as a family goal every year. And so the photo on the left is a game my husband and I went to, and the photos in the middle is a photo of our family on vacation celebrating my granddaughter's birthday. Now, this photo is a photo of the elephant in the room. And so the question becomes for all of us, what is your elephant in the room? Now, is this your elephant? Do you feel like you're working really hard, but you have very little to show for it? If that is you, how about if you just put the number 4 in the chat? If you feel like this is your elephant, is this your elephant where you have a host of things to do? You know, dinner, the gym, checking your email, doing your marketing, your social media, different meetings, lunch, shopping. Is this your elephant? If this is your elephant, maybe if you could just put the number 5 in the chat, and this will help us to understand how we can better help you in identifying your elephant and a solution for that problem.
Yeah. I don't need that to let me tell me I'm old. I tried that one.
Or is this your elephant? Do you feel like your inability to get clarity and this impacting the next level of your life and your business? What your problem is costing you, just think about that. What is your problem costing you? Is it missed opportunities? Is it focus? Is it financial freedom? How about financial resources? Taking a vacation, self-care? What's it costing you? Not just the financial cost, but what about your family? Is a problem?
Yeah.
Are these problems? Are these problems costing you time with your family? Not being able to be there, not being able to make and take downtime for your family. What about clarity? What you really want? This is what I think you really want. Clarity, time, family, and friends. How about financial freedom? How about whole life success? How about just time to have a date with yourself? Is that what it's costing you? But this is what I know for sure. What I know for sure is that it is possible for you to live your best life while building a financial legacy and taking your life and your business to the next level. This is what I know to be true. Now let's meet Chris McCarron. Chris McCarron had a challenge, and her challenge was generating revenue and imposter syndrome. She said she was barely making enough money to pay her bills. She was racking up debt, and she was driving a beat up old car. And then in conversations, she said she was very self-deprecating and she had a negative attitude toward her future. But I want you to keep this in mind. The expectations that you have, that's what matters. I want you to be excited to be a part of this journey. My team and I are committed to guide you to get the results that you desire. What got you here, let's be sure we're clear, won't get you there. If you've been hustling and grinding, you need to put some systems in place. If you've been living on government contracts to government contracts, you need to put some financial management processes in place. Now, I have some breaking news. Contrary to what you believe, legacy is financial. Yes. Contrary to what you might believe, legacy is financial. Because most people think about legacy, they think about the stories, you know, and the lessons that you pass down. But guess what? That might be true. But if you don't leave some money behind, and we just talked about this in the podcast before this one, if you don't leave some money behind, then you're going to repeat the cycle that your family may have been passing down from generation to generation. And we know that you can break that cycle, okay? But what I would like to encourage you to do is just imagine what it would be like when your business is growing. Imagine what it would be like when you're growing. Imagine what it would be like to take a 3-week vacation without your laptop and your phone. Imagine what it would be like when you can have financial management systems as a part of your business and not have any worries about making payroll or making your bills commitments. Just imagine what that would be like. Now, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to our world cruise for 2026, even though it says 2025, 2026 world cruise.
Okay.
Now, these are some of the photos that we have that were taken when I was on a trip to Asia with a friend, Beatrice Lewis, and just many of the places that we traveled. And this is just an indication of what it would be like when you put yourself first and you identify what's most important to you and your family, but even also yourself. So let's take some self-time. We had a phenomenal Niche to Be Rich event. And what was very interesting is that many of the men in the room talked about self-care for themselves, because seldom do the men take time for themselves. They admitted they often put everybody else, their employees, their family, their businesses, their friends, but everybody but them. And so when you think about putting yourself first, what is it that's most important to you? Is it a trip to Cape Town? Is it a trip to Asia? Is it a trip to Europe or anywhere in the world? What does that look like for you? You see, there are 4 basic keys that you must master to live your best life. That's what we're talking about here. In order to live your best life, but also to establish a legacy. Well, what's your next steps? Well, I would like to suggest that your next step is to consider having a framework, a life and legacy framework. That framework starts with a definite purpose. Now, what is that definite purpose for you? Having a specific, clearly defined goal that acts as a starting point for all achievement. Now, just picture this. Just picture in your mind the precise desires, the goals, the plans that you have. Now, what does that look like for you? Like, just think of, you see, the key components of a definite purpose starts with your desires. Now let's take Chris. Chris Shift. She is now the queen of the Beehive co-working community, home improvement contractor. That's what she is. She's, quote, it's been about 2 years since the initial 90 days where she started working with us. And as a part of that, reciting and writing the self-confidence formula every day, she said she now lives in a beautiful home that she designed, and she joined a stock investment club. She says, I've written a book and created multiple passive income streams. And now she has already launched her online course and is a real estate broker. Now, Life and Legacy Framework Part 2. Start with visionary leadership. Let's talk about what that looks like. What is visionary leadership? It is about having a clear and compelling vision, often born from deep desires that serve as guiding force, for yourself, first of all, and then for others. It also requires ability to vividly imagine and believe in the future of what you can achieve based upon what you desire, not solely as an individual effort, but this can significantly be amplified through a mastermind group. Now, the key components of this, we're going to encourage you not to worry, because we've got you. We give you all the resources required to implement this step, and it starts with community. Now let's meet Malachi Monroe. Malachi Monroe of Monroe Media. He has a six-figure med spa business. He realized while he was at the university that it was not for him. After working with us, he left the university and became a client to us, but this allowed him to see a larger vision of himself and also what is possible for him and his business. And now he says he has had a record month in his company after working with us. Now, the next part to the life and legacy framework is financial mastery. Now, the key, if you ask what is financial mastery, it is mental and psychological state of thinking. Just think about that. If you start with thinking yourself into riches, not just accumulation of money, but you think of yourself as already being rich. I mean, we know through the principle of autosuggestion and many other subconscious mind practices that you've got to see it before you can be it. And that is in every area of your life, but you really want to have financial mastery. You got to see yourself already financially where you like to be. Don't get confused with where you are. That's not the point. Now, this can be achieved by cultivating a specific mindset and following a series of principles that transform a burning desire for wealth into tangible reality. Thoughts of things, we've heard that, and having a money consciousness is the starting point of all of these riches. Logical approach to financial mastery, we're going to start with the mindset shift from Galen Bingham, Clean Global Coaching and Consulting. And Galen says, as the leadership strategist he says that since working with Ann, he's been able to fortify the mental strength that he needed in order to live his dreams. He's been able to embrace a life of audacious possibility, have accountability, create a bold new world of possibility. He's anchored in the 13 principles of Think and Grow Rich. Now he co-hosts the Think and Grow Rich show with me. And also he has his own podcast called Whiskey, Jazz, and Leadership. Now, this word is called ultimate transformation. There's a news flash. It's going to be hard to get the life you love when your process is broken. Now, I can agree and I can attest. That's why I wrote this. It's going to be hard, but I want you to think about this. Which one of these pieces are you missing? That's the question. Which are you missing? You see, there's one more thing, just one more thing. And that one more thing is mindset is everything, not just some things, but it is everything. The poet says a positive mind finds a way it can be done. A negative mind looks for all the ways it cannot be done. New mindset, new results. Next slide, please. This is the mindset formula. Let's talk about the mindset shift with Valencia Warren Gibb, Chief Financial Consultant. She says when working with Ann, it helped her to identify, to define, and place her desires in front of her. She says, just trust the process. You have to be ready for what you're seeking. And I like to suggest what you're seeking is seeking you. She says, carve and curate a path in each area of your personal and professional life. Now, she says that she is she's wealthier in spirit, finances, health, family, and more profitable in her business by following the guidance and the support offered by our McNeil Factor. What's the story that's blocking your next level? Ask yourself the question, what's holding you back? What are those stories? Living your best life and establishing your legacy is not as hard as letting your mindset stop you from achieving your next goal. If you're waiting for a sign, guess what? This is it right here. This is it. This is your sign. Now, don't worry. My team and I are committed to helping you achieve living your best life and establishing your legacy. It doesn't have to be hard. Because with our help, you can reach. I want to just have you just think about this as we recap. Think about your elephant, your problem, and what's costing you. The life and legacy framework consists of your definite purpose, visionary leadership, financial mastery, and mindset mastery. You don't need to have 4 separate programs. There's no reason for you to have to go and find 4 different programs to piece together a solution of your own. See, you can't reverse engineer this. This is the tip of the iceberg, because up underneath it are so many other areas and items that you don't know exist until you start drilling down into the bottom of this iceberg. And those are called our items for life. Now, don't waste time and energy trying to reinvent this wheel. What you don't know could cost you everything. You have a decision to make. This is the cross in the road. Option 1, you can work on your own and implement what's been shared with you on your own. Option 2, you can let us help you. You can enroll in the Life and Legacy Retreat, or you can let us help you. You see, how much is it costing you? If you don't solve the problem, what's it costing you? Well, the investment to work with us and have us help you solve your issues and problems, but also to help you have a transformation, because that's what this is really all about. The transformation we bring. You see, you can gain clarity, get accountability, community, and build confidence by working with us on a monthly basis, which is only a $67 monthly investment. And you can go to annmcneil.com and you can register there for those details. We'll also put the link in the chat to register for clarity. You can also participate on an annual basis in our Niche to Be Rich workshop that we host. And we provide a step-by-step niching blueprint. It's an interactive training and coaching. It's a mindset shift for business, networking with like-minded entrepreneurs, and you have accountability. And that investment is a one-time investment for once a year of $997 a year. Now, you can get both of those as our Life and Legacy Transformation 3-day retreat experience. And like I said, you get everything in the clarity and everything in the Niche to Be Rich for only a $7,500 investment. Only $7,500. And my office did the math. I thought something wrong here. Only $7,500, but it's only $7,500 for a limited period of time. And if you're interested in that, again, you can go to annmcneil.com. We will also put the links in the chat on YouTube, and also we'll put the links in the chat here inside of the webinar. All right. Now, I just want to take a moment and find out if any of you have any questions, you can put your questions in the chat. And you have permission to unmute if you want to ask a question. Questions are welcome. You can put them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself if you're in the webinar. And all of you that's on YouTube, you can also get your questions inside the YouTube. But again, if you would like to connect with me, you can text the number 5925, and you can put a number 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 in the chat. You can text the number 59925, and you can put the number 1, 2, 3, or 4 in the chat, and we will respond to you accordingly based upon your questions. So if there are no questions, then I would like to thank all of you for joining us. And then we'll see you next Thursday, same place, same time. Remember to comment, like, and share the YouTube. Also, remember to subscribe to Ann McNeil, that's McNeill, on YouTube. You can text that number 59925 and just put the word "and" in it, and we will definitely follow up with you. All right. Other than that, I wish everybody have a great day, and then we'll see you tomorrow. Yes, I did say tomorrow because we're always hosting something 7 days a week, and you can always connect with us as a part of that. If you're interested in having a better quality of life in every area of your life, we can connect. And if you're not interested, just share the information with somebody else you think that might be. All right, everybody, have a great day.